Let me
The
get
successful
to
warrior is
the
the
top.
average man with laser-like focus. Let's do this.
That's it. That's it. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. It is Cassandra Terry, your manifested miracle maker. And I've got a couple of my fam five with me already. I think a couple more will drop in as we get the day started. Welcome, Brian. Welcome, Jay. I'm glad you guys are here.
Good
Can y'all
morning,
hear me this
everybody.
morning?
Grand
All
Rising.
right. Hey, Sonia, I see you already. You popped right on. Sean, Paul, welcome, Paul from TikTok. We have Sonia with us from she jumped over to LinkedIn because she likes to see the Fab Five, the Fam Fives. Let's
Bam.
see, Prophet
Bye.
Trisha Ford. Let's see, Blue
I knew you'd
Vicky
get that,
Mark.
Jay.
Good morning, Alicia. Hey, Coral from across the pond. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me let
Hey,
my sister
Coral.
Denise in.
Good
There we
morning.
go. All right.
Oh,
Morning.
there's that smile.
It took me a
There you
minute.
Yep.
go.
It took me a minute.
Four of the five are present and accounted for. We'll see. I'm sure Eric will drop on before too long. Let's see. The folks are rolling in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are so glad that you are with us. Coral said, hi, Brian and Jay.
Hello.
You guys know Coral from across the pond, right? Good
Who
morning,
doesn't
Duke.
know Coral?
Welcome. It's great to see you there. Coral must have the best smile, the best personality, the best energy. She, like us, she's a supporter. Every time I turn around, she's tagging me in something that's full of joy and support. So, Coral, it's always great to see you. There's my mom. Good morning, Joanne Ellis 453, aka Mama J. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Morning, Ma.
Morning, Mama J.
Good morning, Mama.
They said good morning. Oh, she's saying good morning to you guys.
Yeah. There you go.
Mom, you have to go out to my personal Facebook page. There was a lot of comments from people on your song yesterday. So you were a hit, girl. You were a hit. Shanna, good morning. Welcome back. It's good to y'all. Shanna's back. And is it Shanna or
Yay.
Shayna? I'm
Shan.
not sure, but yeah, it looks like Shanna to
I think
me.
it's him.
But it is so
Yeah.
good to see you back with us. She said yes. Let's see. Duke, thank you so much for sharing the live. Duke just gave me the prompt that I always forget. I forget to. I'm ready to help, but sometimes I forget to ask for help, Duke. So thank you for that. So I'm asking everybody for help. Share the live, like, comment as we're going through. If anything is said that resonates with you, feel free to leave your comments. Um, Oh, Shannon says I was on the wake up list this morning. I know that's right. Something to be grateful for. We talk about gratitude on Thursdays, right, Shanna? But we're grateful every day, and every day that we're on this wake up list, we start the day with something to be grateful for, and it's gonna keep going up from there. Let's see, T. Walker, keep your head up always. Thank you. Same to you. All right. Piggy, please. Piggy, please. I saw a notification go by last night when you followed, and I got a kick out of your name. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Wear so coach couture. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see. We are just about somebody said stop being so positive. It's making me happy and I can't contain it. Shannon already told us we've got something to be happy for. We were on the wake up list this morning. We were not forgotten. Our switch was flipped and we are up. We've got a new day in front of us. And every time we've got that, we got a reason to be happy because it's possibility. There's nothing but possibilities in front of us. So with the right mindset, we can make this day, this week, this month, this year, this life what it is that we would like for it to be. And that's why we're here. We're here Tuesday through Friday, talking about things that help us get that mindset going, help us get our day going so that we're ready to deal with what crops up. Let's see.
I
Exit
just
buddy.
realized what the wake up list was.
Oh, you just thought Shanna
It
it's
just
still
clicked.
early. Yeah, it's only 5 o'clock in the morning for in California. So it just hit Denise what you
I'm
meant by the
happy to
wake
be
up
on the
list.
list too. I'm happy to be on that list too.
I am
Okay.
happy to be on that list. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So today is Focus Friday. On Fridays, we always talk about the same topic, the topic of focus. Focus is a tool. Focus is a way to take our mind, our resources, our energy, and lock them all in on one thing. And that one thing is something that's going to move you towards your goals, move you towards the life that you are working to create. So just like the rest of the week, I've got well, before I go too far, welcome, brother Eric. I see you are out in this brisk morning, getting your steps in for the challenge with to walk with Dr. Ola. So we try to get it together, mind, body, and spirit. So we're doing the mind and spirit conversation right now. And while we're doing that, brother Eric is out there working on the body as well, getting his morning walk in. So let's see. Paris said, so focus and you will accomplish your goals. It's one of the ways that's going to help you get there. Whatever we focus on, we're putting more energy into, and it gives us the opportunity to do it better, to give it the time that it needs to mature and to come about. So focus is definitely a tool that can help us get to the life that we're looking to design. So we're going to start with this morning's quote, and it comes from Bruce Lee. He says, "The successful warrior is the average man with laser-like focus." So we all are just humans, right? Wrapped in this flesh. We all have our intellect. We all have our different ways of showing up in the world. But one of the things that separates the average warrior is their ability to focus. Our time, our resources, our energy, those they're just that. They're resources. And they give us the opportunity to create, to have the life that we desire. How do we have the life that we desire? We get clear about what that life looks like first. So we have to start with knowing what it is that we're trying to accomplish. And then once we know, we build a plan to get there. And once we have that plan, we have to put the energy behind it in order to accomplish it. And that's where our goals come in. We break that big plan down into daily activities, tasks that we're going to do that's going to move us in that direction. And that's how your focus comes in. You focus on those tasks one at a time, pushing you towards the life it is that you say that you're. What if we're already living the life we want to live forever? If you're already living the life you want to live, God bless you. Life is good. There is no what if to that. You're living the dream. I see no issue with that one. So the successful warrior is the average man with laser like focus. So we'll go around the room in the order that you guys came in and introduce yourselves, fam five, and anything that you want to share about focus and anything that you want to share about the quote if something came up for you. Um, Now is your time, and I'm going to mute. Let's everybody mute to make sure Jay doesn't have any background noise. And Jay, you take it away.
Thank you, Cassandra. Thank you, Fan Five. Um, Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to everybody. What I wanted to talk about in what came to mind regarding focus. See, I wear glasses, so I know all about having to focus. You know, because I wear glasses, right? It takes intentionality to look at things. I have to really look, right? but I have to have the tools in order to see even better, right? My glasses. Everybody, when it comes to focus, you have the tools at your hands to be able to focus on what you need to do every day. You just have to figure out what those tools are. For me, part of those tools is my Bible because I'm a Christian, right? So Proverbs chapter 4, verse 25, let your eyes look straight ahead, fix your gaze directly before you. I just last night, my grandson, Khalil, he was looking at his his tablet and running around the house. And would you know, he ran into a wall. My grandson, I love him to death. And I was like, wow, come here. Are you okay? Is everything all right? You know, and this is the thing. We can't be focused on things that are actually distracting your focus, right?
Mhm.
You can't look behind you like your past and not look forward to what's in front of you. If you continue to focus on your past, you're not going to be able to see the blessings in front of you, the successes that's potentially in front of you. So you, this is what I'm going to end with, so that everybody else has a chance to talk. Um, use your tools. I use my glasses. I use my Bible. Focus on what's ahead of you. Don't focus on what's behind you. That's already done. Focus ahead. Back to you, Cassandra. You're muted.
Thank you. I forgot. I pulled the Eric. I'm having a whole conversation while I'm muted. Thank you for the reminder. Before I jump in, Paris said, thank you. You are more than welcome, Paris. I love the comments and the opportunity to interact with you guys as you have questions or just something resonates that you want to drop a comment. Feel free to do so. Let's see, 1LSP Beauty. My mom said, come on, Jay. And she's clapping her hands. Oh, Lord, this love fest continues into a new day. Cynthia said, good morning. So, welcome, everybody. We are talking about focus. And the quote that we're coming from is with Bruce Lee. The successful warrior is the average man with laser focus. And Jay, while you were talking, I'll tell you guys a funny story about when I was an avid Pokemon player when the game came out. And I absolutely loved that game. And sometimes if you had these little, I can't remember what they're called now, but these little searcher on, you would get a notification when one of the Pokemon was in your area. And you just had to go and walk in the right direction until it popped up on your screen, and then you could capture it. You could start throwing the balls out at it until you captured it and it didn't break out, right? I was at work one day and I was walking for lunch, and there was a particular Pokemon that I wanted in a particular direction. And I'm watching that screen. I'm focused. I'm watching that screen, making sure I'm moving in the right direction and I'm about to get the Pokemon that I want. And all of a sudden, bam, y'all, I walked right into a yield sign. And I mean, almost immediately, the result of that started to pop up on my forehead. Because I mean, I had no idea that what was around me. And bam. So, on one hand, we can say I was doing a good job of focusing on the task at hand. But on the other hand, we could say I was so distracted by what I was doing or so into it that I lost. I lost my peripheral. I lost everything until I, like your grandson, met that wall. And I just could not believe that I did that I did that. And I'm looking around, but some things can draw you in so deeply that you absolutely lose everything else that's going on around you. So you have to make sure that what you're giving that level of energy to is actually going to get you where you want to go. So it's fun to play the game. It's great that you could say, well, you wanted to catch the Pokemon and that was going to get you there. So, yeah, that was a little temporary thing that I had going on. But in the grand scheme of things, what I was trying to accomplish for my life, that Pokemon game and pouring that kind of energy into it was not necessarily the smartest thing to do. And I had a yield sign to teach me that lesson. So I'll say be careful what you focus on and make sure that what you're focusing on is really the activities that's going to help you accomplish your goals. Let's see. I am H2D Buzz. I messed that up. But good morning, everyone, is what we got there. My mom says, speak, daughter. There's nothing like having a mother on. I could probably do a nursery rhyme and she would be like, yes, that's my baby. Let's see. Lasonder, welcome. Lasonder said, good morning, everyone. So we are still rolling in. Shannon said that was a game I think we all got caught up in. Man, it took me deep. I had to run into a yield sign to realize just how obsessed I had gotten with Pokemon. So, all right, next up is my brother Brian Smart, aka Mr. Content, Dadgerpreneur. The successful warrior is the average man with laser like focus, Bruce Lee. I'm going to mute Brian and you share with us whatever it is that you got on your heart this morning.
Hey, Grand Rising, everyone. I'm so grateful to be here. I'm so thankful everyone joined us. I got a lot of energy this morning, probably because I got to sleep at a decent time. And this quote this morning comes from one of my most powerful mentors. I've studied Bruce Lee for years. I've got a lot of his books. Me and my dad used to watch all his movies when I was growing up. And it reminds me of something that Bruce Lee used to do. So the moment I saw this quote, I started thinking back to something that I learned from Bruce Lee, and I talked about it last night in the Writing Through Your Pain room. That is writing down everything that comes into your mind. The moment it comes into your mind, writing it down and fleshing it out so that you can stay on task, so that you can stay scheduled, so that you can stay abreast of everything that you want to do. I tell it to my kids all the time. You'll never be able to remember every single thought that comes into your mind. So you have to write it down. You have to write it down so that you can make a plan, like you were saying a few moments ago, Cassandra, so that you can make a plan, strategy, and set up a process and create a system to do those things you want to do. And it sounds like, I say it so much when I'm talking about content, it sounds like I'm always talking about business when I say, plan, strategies, systems, processes, but I'm talking about life. Everything that I do comes from a place of focusing on being a better person, focusing on being a better father, being a better servant to my creator. I love what Jay said. It's really hard to come back after Jay talks about waking up to the Lord, because that's what it is, right? Every morning you get up, you grab your Bible, you grab your meditation, and you just start to give thanks. But in doing that, I like to write down my thoughts. I like to keep up with everything that God is sending me and record that and be able to come back and piece those thoughts together later to put the plan together that he gives me as he gives it to me, right? Because he's not going to give it to you all at one time. So you got to have those little markers in place so that you can stay focused on what you're supposed to do. That's my share for the day. Thanks, Cassandra, for always hosting such a fantastic room. Fam5 forever. I think that's going to be my new hashtag.
Love it. Fam5 forever. And great share, Brian, as always. Hello, Felix Nonso. I see you there. As you were talking about that, I was reminded earlier this year, maybe late last year. I think it was earlier this year. I was on TikTok one day, and I know we've got some TikTokers with us right now. You guys may have seen this. For a while, there was this trend going on where you would hear Steve Harvey's voice, and you would see somebody just writing, or doing something that shows that they were in deep thought, that kind of thing. And I saw this particular lady, and she was writing, and I could hear Steve Harvey, and what he was talking about was encouraging people to write down 300 things that you're asking God for. And and I was like, 300? How could I can't, I won't be able to think of 300 things. And I was like, but you know what? I'll just start doing it in sections as stuff comes to me. And after you get past, kind of the surface stuff, the basic things that we all want, we have dreams for our family. We have dreams of where we want to live. We have dreams for, maybe something career or business wise. Once you start getting past some of that typical stuff, I was really amazed at the things that started to come up. I dreamed about conferences. I dreamed about having a New York Times bestseller. I dreamed about having an Emmy award-winning show. Things that were so far out there. There were particular people that I wanted to grace the stage with and be able to share my message at a larger audience. There were just things. And then people who I really cared about started to come to me. And I was thinking about some of my friends and family that maybe their health is not the best. I wasn't asking for, for them to feel better or for a particular symptom to go away, but total healing, being restored to full health, even better than they can remember, because a lot of the folks that I was thinking about are in chronic situations, and they've been living with pain and different ailments for years. And so all these things just started to pour out, but my vision expanded, my dreams grew. I never thought about a conference before, but now I have the framework for this, live your best life type of a conference where we talk, and there was a lot of it had to do with transitions. Maybe you're going to college for the first time. Maybe you're an empty nester for the first time. Maybe you're going into your career or preparing to retire. All these different transition points in life where we figure out what's next. Even in retirement, we have to figure out what's next. As humans, we need a reason to get up and get out the bed, or we start to deteriorate pretty quickly. And so all these things and different skills that are necessary for these different transitions in life and things that it was just flowing. And I was starting to see people, and it was like a 2 or 3 day, more like a retreat. And I saw certain people that we were getting up in the morning and we were meditating. We had midday meditation. We had these great foods that were really nourishing of the body. And it was a retreat where we talked about our lives from the perspective of mind, body, and soul. And we showed people, we modeled that whole time and gave them different opportunities to walk in that, to practice that. And so that's something that if I wasn't writing down and trying to get to such a large number like 300, I may not have ever thought deeply enough for that to come up for me. And I was opening for someone else's conference recently, and my job was just to open up the conference, talk about mindset, prepare the people for what was to come, because we had some powerhouse speakers. And most of the time we hear this stuff and we get excited in the moment, and then we do nothing. And so my goal that day was to really help people figure out how at least one thing that they learned during that conference they could take with them, incorporate it into their lives, and do something different after the conference. Be different after them from the way you walked into it. And I'm thinking about, man, all these things. When I start to look back at the list, I'm shocked at how many of them have already happened. And I think they happened because I put pen to paper. I started to focus on and get some clarity about the things that I really wanted to do in my life. And although I haven't even started to plan in its entirety, like a date. Well, I take that back. The other day I said 2024. So, it's amazing when once something is in there, you start to hang the description on it. You start to visualize it coming to be. So allowing yourself to dream first and then hone in on that the activities that are going to get you towards those dreams. That's what focus is. That's what it can do for you. You start big by getting quiet and just dreaming, experiencing in your own mind what your ideal life looks like. What is that? What's this big thing I would like to see? What would I like to see different in a month, in a year, in 5 years? Where do I want to be in 10 years from where I am right now? So you have that big dream, but it can be so overwhelming, or it can seem so far-fetched that you're never going to get there. In your mind, you'll start to tell yourself that it's a great dream, but I don't know how to get there. How do you get there? One step at a time. You get there one choice at a time. Every decision that we make day in and day out, we make micro decisions all day long. And a lot of times we have no idea that we're even making decisions because we're living on autopilot. But when you tap in, I can tell you, I made a whole bunch of decisions this morning already. I decided what I was going to put on. I decided, I decided recently, that we were going to expand this, and it's not just going to be me, but it's going to be my powerhouse friends helping get through these mornings and really share, because the collective is always going to be greater than the individual. And so all these decisions we're making day in and day out, and as we're making them, we're not really realizing that there's a cause and effect. Because I did this, because I spoke in a room, an audio room on LinkedIn a few weeks ago, I met Denise. She reached out to me and said, "Hey, I've got this thing going on, and I think you'd be great for it. Let me send you over a contract and see if you're really interested in this and if it may align with your goals." I'm like, "Yes, it aligns." And then we start to meet all these other people, and we form something that didn't exist just a couple of weeks ago. We knew each other individually. We were showing up in the same spaces. We could tell that there was some energy that was forming, but now it's solidifying because there's some focus happening. There's also some openness happening for the possibilities. And we're not unique. We're not unique in that way. We all have the same possibilities. Let's see. It reminds me of the 3 Ds: discover, develop, and deploy. Discover, thinking, dreaming, planning. Develop, put that plan into place. Start to really think about what it looks like and how you can get from where you are to where you want to go. And then deploy, put the action in. Brian, you got to jump off. Soon. Okay, no problem. Mr. Content is going to be with us for as long as he can, and then he'll jump over for other obligations. No problem at all. So I really like that, Felix. Discover, develop, and deploy. That's great. Y'all write that down. That's good. That's good. And you can think about your dreams, your aspirations at any time. What phase am I in? Am I still in that dreaming phase where I've got to discover and connect with what it is that I really want? Or maybe I've done that long enough and it's time to actually plan how I'm going to get there. Develop. A plan is just something on paper until you put some energy behind it. So once you've got that plan, it's time to deploy. You got to put some energy behind it. You have to take some active action and actually start to put the plan into place. So thank you so much for dropping that gem, Felix. I love it. I love it. I love it. And Hillary is saying hello from Kenya. Hello, Hillary. Thanks for being with us. All right. So next up is none other than my sister Denise. It is bright and early in California, but I know you are ready to bless us. So the mic is yours, ma'am.
Good morning, Fam 5, and good morning to everyone who's commenting. I have to say I'm so blessed this morning. I'm hearing some names from my fam and my folks in Nigeria. So Nigeria is in the house this morning. It's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon there, though. They didn't have to get up at the crack of dawn. So I didn't need my coffee this morning. Y'all keep me excited. And I'm so honored and happy to be here with this Fam 5. You guys are fabulous. Honestly, I'm probably just getting to know you guys over the last couple of weeks, the least focused in this group. Brian has what I call that laser focus. I love that quote this morning. I call it linear. I'm like, Brian has linear thinking. And sometimes after we throw out some ideas and we're just chatting, the five of us, I literally say, like I've said it a couple of times, how did he do that? Because he took everything that Eric and Jay and you and I, Cassandra, threw in there, and then he waits patiently until all of us are done with our rambling and our excitement and our ideas, and Jay with the jokes, and we're just throwing things all over the place. And I noticed that, and that's how I think and operate, right? I'm all over the place. And then Brian comes in, and right when everybody kind of gets quiet, he comes in with that very subtle tone and lays it all out for us, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm sitting there like, how did that brother do that? But that's how he thinks. I'm not surprised to hear that Brian and held up that big Bruce Lee thing, because that's who you are. I get that, and I really appreciate the quote coming from someone I consider, very, and I think the whole world considers very, very ambitious, but also focused and successful. So being a person who, and to anyone who does not have laser focus, was not wired like that, right? That's just not how I'm wired. We have to remember to reset. We have to remember to, when we get off focus, we could be heading toward one goal and be very intentional in the morning. I even wrote down a thing on my board this morning because I needed to see it the moment I woke up, because I knew I could get up, get so excited, start chasing one of my many, many, many goals or dreams, right? And then forget a very important thing that I need to do. So we have to remember not to beat up on ourselves, not to compare ourselves to someone else, because I am not wired like Brian. That's Brian, right? That's his laser focus. I have to remember to put tools in place to not beat up on myself, to give myself grace. And at the end of the day, to ask God to help me do it all over again if I'm blessed to be on the wake up list. And I wake up and I do it all over again. And I remind myself, don't beat up on myself, do my best, give myself some grace, and be willing to reset and not be so judgy of myself. So that's kind of my I used to say I had an issue with focus. I used to say that. I stopped saying it because I wanted to tell my brain a different message, right? And then you've also blessed me, Cassandra, to say, no. You don't tell yourself necessarily you're having a rough time. That challenge that looks like a big mountain is just a little speed bump. If you just keep going. To an ant, it looks like a mountain, but it's just that speed bump. Just keep going. On the other side is that dream. On the other side is that success. So throughout the day, you have to stop feeling like you failed yourself and like, dang it, I didn't get that done. Like, don't beat up on yourself. You just reset that intention, shake it off, maybe go for a walk, get that fresh air, be like Eric and put those feet in the grass, and then reset and say, okay, it's all right. What can you get done today? Maybe it's a smaller, very short-term goal that you have to say, it's 3 o'clock and I want to get this particular thing done by 6 o'clock, so that then maybe after dinner I could reset my intention for the following day and accomplish the bigger part of the goal. Sometimes it's just that small, because each small goal gets you to that bigger goal. So just a reminder to be patient with yourself, give yourself a whole lot of grace. And then on the other side of that, surround yourself with positive people that you feel confident and comfortable, people who love you. They don't have to adore you and be all like crazy about your dreams and all that. They have to be positive people who care enough about you and know how important it is for you to be doing certain things. And they will encourage you to keep going. And they'll also push you toward that goal. Like, well, wait a minute, they'll hold you accountable. And so I keep that inner circle, the people that talk to you all the time, I keep it very small. I keep it full of people who are going to also remind me to give myself some grace, who are going to be patient with me and love on me and say, keep going. So thank y'all so much for being here. I'm so excited. This has blessed my life. It's blessed every single day. And it definitely blesses my focus so I can keep going. Maybe get that linear laser focus a little bit better each day, and just do it the best way I can as Denise.
Well, Denise, your comments are definitely resonating. Coral said, I love that. Tell your brain a different message. Thanks, Denise. And she also said that she loves that you're outside, Eric. Well done. So he's taking our challenge, Coral. So he's walking with Dr. Ola. Felix said Denise, she's one of the best of the people that inspire and encourage me to not give up in the toughest of times. I'm honored to be in the midst of great minds. Thank you so much, Felix. And so usually I don't do this, but I feel a little differently today, especially because of just my particular journey. I want to read you guys a comment. It only happens on TikTok. So I have found some really wonderful folks like Shanna. And there's another lady that was on. I don't think she's on today, but she goes by Have a Good Day. And they are just always dropping and the positivity and supporting. I want y'all to hear this message. And then I'll explain to you why I even bothered with it. So Jordan says, want to go on the best date, wine and food? Then we can use the projector and watch the movie on your forehead. When I saw that, I'm thinking, and usually when people come through trolling and they come through and they're saying negative things or they just want to disrupt you, I usually do not, I just ignore it. But I was moved today to say something to it because other people can probably see it as well. But Jordan woke up today and made the determination that he wants to lash out. It may not even be a he, who knows? Because that's the thing about these keyboard gangsters. They hide behind the glass and they come and they try to disrupt the lives of other people. And right now we're a collective of people that's trying to do good things, that's trying to share positivity. And I think Jordan needs that more than anybody because hurt people hurt people. So if you're taking your time and your energy, and that's literally what you're deciding to do, is to spew negativity in a positive space. It's not about me or sometimes, Jordan, I call it a 5 head. But I'm also one of the smartest people you're gonna ever need. So you're gonna ever meet. So I had to have space to hold all these thoughts. And so, but when I was younger, I hated my forehead. I thought my forehead was a disadvantage. I always wanted to have bangs. I always wanted to cover it up. And so sometimes it's other people that help you recognize your own journey. When you're good on the inside, when you feel good about who you are as a person, other people's stuff doesn't really affect you. You have like this Teflon that allows it to just keep sliding. And everybody doesn't have that today. And so for somebody who's out there, whose heart is still tender to the point of other people's negative comments getting in and hurting you, I want you to spend some time with you. Spend some time in the mirror, really getting a chance to know who you are on the inside. Know the value that you bring to the world. Know how capable you are. Know how unique and special you are just as you are. So that as you encounter hurt people who are looking to lash out and try and trip up what it is that you're doing, realize that it has absolutely nothing to do with you. It's a reflection of them. And when you can get to that place, not only will it not bother you, but it'll also create empathy for them. I'm wondering, man, what this dude been through? What is his life? What has brought him to this point that the only thing he has to share to the world first thing this morning is to try and trip up somebody else instead of pouring into the space? So it speaks to the state of mind of the other person, and we take that all in. And I wrote on my blog a long time ago about other people's stuff not really mattering. What they think, it doesn't really matter until you take it in. Once you ingest, you give it value, you give it power. If you take it in and you decide that it applies to you, whoever Jordan is doesn't know me from a can of paint, has no influence, no connection to my life in any way. Probably is not even still here. Dropped a comment and then went on to disrupt somebody else's life. But it's not about that. But for the rest of you, I just wanted to take a moment and go, there will be lots of Jordans in our lives. People will pop up, situations will pop up. There will be things that will come that will disrupt us if we allow it to. But just understand who you are in and of yourself and find the way to be okay with that. Find how to love you. And then when things like that crop up, they just keep rolling. And like I said, usually I don't even address it, but I just felt it in my spirit that somebody needed to hear that when the Jordans of life crop up, they have no impression on you whatsoever unless you give it power. You decide who you are. You don't let anybody else write your obituary. Your life writes your obituary. How you show up, how you write, how you live is what's going to write your real obituary. People will pop up and say some stuff, but you and how you live your life is the true testament of who you are, right? And if you see the value in that, when the Jordans of life pop up, you know how to maneuver through them. And I want you guys to step into that power. I want you guys to know who you are so that the adjectives and things that come from other people don't apply. They don't apply. Let's see. There you
Miss
go.
Sister Cassandra, Sister
Yes,
Cassandra. I just
yes.
have to share real quick because I didn't know. I had no idea when I was younger that I had a big forehead. I didn't even recognize that in my family. The women in my family used to call us domes. They would say, "We got domes," like the
We
women,
got
right?
dome.
And I just have to say, I was in a job. I was like 23 years old. And it was one of the guys at the job that was like, "Dang, she got an 8 head." I had never heard that before. And because I was confident and I knew it was like, I just counted it like Brian would say, counted all joy. I couldn't help but laugh. I was like, dang, that's kind of messed up, you know? But I'm so glad I didn't run into a Jordan when I was like, let's say 12, or I would have been trying to, I just
Right.
didn't know. You don't know what you don't know.
Exactly.
So if we could watch a movie off your forehead, which is smaller than mine, we could watch a whole masterpiece off mine. So hey, for the foreheads, Jay just typed in, what did you type in, Jay? Them 5 head. So it's all right. It's all right. Right?
Fam 5 yo.
Yeah, thank you, Jordan. Thank you, Jordan. We're gonna thank you for that.
Thank
We're
you.
gonna laugh and we're gonna laugh
Thank
about that
you.
later. And I appreciate all the comments you said, you know, Cassandra, because you cannot allow that
Hmm.
to it can infect your spirit. Just take all the good because the good infects your spirit too, and then we can put out more good.
Exactly.
Shake that mess
Exactly.
off. Thank you, sis.
And
Mhm.
Shanna, just like yesterday, is on it. Hurting people hurt people. But here's the kicker. Like I said, you know, what comes out of you is a testament of you, not the other person. Shanna said, Jordan, if no one has told you today that they love you, I
I
love
love
you.
you.
Yes.
I love you.
Nobody's mad. Nobody's mad at Jordan, whoever that is. But what's coming out of Shannon, that's why your journey has been what it is. It brought that empathy, it brought that compassion, it brought that love. And you shared some of that with us yesterday in your single word. And your success on your journey is because of how and who you are and how you decided to show up in the world. So she decided to show up and give love. I love
Thank you,
that. I love
Shannon.
that.
Thank you, Shannon. Love back to you. Thank you so much.
And then she said, it's not my business what people think about me. It's my business what I think about me. The voice within wins, guys. The messaging that is playing in your head, what you believe to be true about you, that's what's going to determine how your life unfolds more than any external thing ever will, more than anybody showing up, more than anybody trying to hold you back. Those things are going to be, and they may be completely out of your control, but your mindset and how you think about the person that is you, the spirit, the core of you, how you feel about that is what really determines how your life unfolds. And then let's see, I'm gonna mess up your name too. It looks like Gudger 69. Nothing is wrong with a big forehead. I have one. I needed to house my big brain, and the Georgia life will slide off of me because it's a decision. Y'all wake up and put on the whole armor. Put that armor on and protect yourself. So when you put the armor on, you're protecting what comes in. You're real careful about what you allow in. But at the same time, You're controlling what you let out. So Shanna protected and didn't let any negative in, but then she turned around and she allowed love to flow out. That's what it's all about. And Gudger said, I love all this positivity. And I love that you are contributing to it. And I saw the follow. I'll follow you back after the live. Thank you guys so much for that. Let's see. What did Timothy say? Oh, it's Timothy's just saying good morning back to you, Cynthia. All right. So now we've got one other speaker that we have been waiting to hear from. Bye. Have a good day. Okay. Let's see. Next up is Mr. Eric, who's outside taking in this beautiful nature. We know it's cold, so he's not gonna breathe too heavy. Or we'll see just how cold it is.
When I talked to you yesterday, Mr. Neeson, you was talking about my lips being puckered up because I was so cold. I laughed so hard. Good morning, everyone. We're talking about focus this morning. I am trying to live in that example right now. It was cold again this morning, but my focus was on my goals. My goal this morning was to start off today with the walk, to participate in Dr. Ola's challenge, to encourage my brothers and sisters, and continue to live out my dreams and my goals. I'm at home with my family. We are spending some great family time. It's been 5 years since I've been home. And so my focus, my goals also spending time with my family, getting loved on and loving them too. And so I'm going to share briefly because it is really windy out here and I don't want the mic to catch that. But I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven. I woke up this morning feeling so blessed and so loved after falling asleep last night on the phone. And Jay caught me too. Like, I think Eric missed that. It's like, yeah, Eric is sleeping. So thank you so much. The wind is picking up right now. As you can see, the trees is going wild. And so I'm gonna jump off the live mic, but I'm with you. I'm loving the comments. Thank you so much for mentioning that negative comment. My whole first book is about my nose, my lips, and how much I was insulted and criticized for that growing up, and how much then I turned to start to hate myself and the pressure I have for myself and the work it took, being silent. I love the point you made about dreaming big and being silent, taking the time and the space to understand and articulate what your goals are and how you're going to get there. So I'm in heaven. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. Stay warm. So you better keep moving. Don't stand still for too long, or we have to come and visit an Eric statue, the statue of Eric. And Shanna is giving you a shout out. She said, Wisconsin. Shanna, I don't know if that's how you said it, but that's how I heard it. Wisconsin. So you got a shout out. He's showing, I wish you could see it, Shanna. He's showing the trees and the area. It looks wet too. That road looks wet. So be careful out there. All right. So let me come back to wrap this all up. It's time to land this plane and allow everybody to get on with their day. Let's see. Back to the quote one more time, which is the successful warrior is the average man with laser-like focus. And that was from Bruce Lee. And that's all we've been talking about today, guys, for the most part, is having a plan, because you can focus on anything. I focused on my Pokemon and you saw how that got me. So focus, have a plan, be clear about what it is that you want to accomplish. And once you've gained that clarity, build your plan. And once you have your plan, you want to start to break it down into daily tasks. And each day you focus on the task at hand, and bit by bit, choice by choice, step by step, you move towards the goals that you have set for yourself. And that's how we accomplish them. It's great when we have those big windfalls, but our real greatness is in the daily choices that we make, because we start to integrate new things into our lives that change us, that evolve us, that make us better and prepare us to actually not only receive the goals that we've set for ourselves, but to be able to maintain them, because we've got that those good habits that are now integrated into our space. So focus. You guys enjoy your Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. I'm typically off on the weekends, but the way my mama been singing, we never know when we're gonna bring y'all a inspirational concert. I'm focused on that because I know it's blessing people. So we could be back over the weekend, just sporadically. But other than that, it'll be Tuesday when we have Transformation Tuesday at the same time, 7:15 a.m. with the Fam 5. And we'll come back at you from the point of the perspective of transformation. I'm just, is that an L? Grudgel 69 says, I love it. Shanna said, we are on a good pathway. If I focus on my life, I have a better chance. Absolutely correct. Hello, no regrets. I love that name. And for the rest of you guys, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Share the live. If you see it afterwards, the recording, hashtag replay and leave your comments as well. We will respond. And until next week, do the best that you can do with what you've been blessed with. Take your blessings and do the best with them. Focus on what's good in your life and you will generate more good. With that, I'm signing off. Love you too, Shanna. See you guys next week. Have a wonderful weekend. I'm Cassandra Terry and the Fam 5. We'll see you on Tuesday. Thanks, everybody.